everybody, how are you? I hope you're doing great. So in today's video I'm going to share with you my 5 favourite detective TV shows. Most of them for me personally, I would say that they're not well known, but some people when they hear it might completely disagree with me and be like, oh, they're well known, like everyone knows them. Like, shut up. So the first one I wanted to talk about is the one I'm currently watching and I'm absolutely loving. And it is called Mentalist. So basically, in most of these TV shows, there is a person. Basically, I feel like nowadays, most detective TV shows have someone who's like Sherlock. Basically, some person who's not really too great with other people, like in socializing correctly, but they have some knowledge or something and helps themselves cry. So for example, Mentalist, in a lot of episodes you might actually like see this pop up. It's not in all the episodes, but it's in a couple of them. I don't really understand how they put it through, but says Mentalist, someone who uses mental activity, hypnosis and or suggestions. So he's basically someone who can get into other people's brains and like study their behavior, like notice their behavior and notice like their emotions or something like that, and then, you know, use hypnosis and stuff like that, as it says, and make suggestions judging by the things he noticed. In this movie there's Patrick Jane, who's a mentalist, and he's working with CBI, which is Californian Bureau of Investigation, with like Lisbon, Van Pelt, Cho and Rigsby. It's like their team, and they're solving different crimes like homicides and stuff like that. So it is really interesting. And on the other line, he's trying to catch this horrible killer who's called Red John, who killed his wife and his daughter. You find it out in like the first episodes, I can tell you, because like it will be really clear from the very beginning. Now he's working with CBI. He's helping them solve different crime. Not like that, but like real crimes. And also him and CBI are trying to find this killer, Red John. But he's really charming, you know, he has this charm about him, and he's really funny. He tells like jokes, and he's a bit of like a dick, but he's amazing, he's funny. He makes the actor, I think, did a really great job portraying him, and I really love this TV show. Like, honestly, Mentalist, it's like my number one. Honestly, I love it. The second one is The Body of Proof. Let me read you like the blurb it says on here. Dr. Megan Hunt was a brilliant neurosurgeon at the top of her game until a devastating car accident ended her time in the operating room. But rather than end her medical career, Megan becomes a medical examiner. She develops a reputation for graying the line of where her job ends and the police begin their jobs. Megan realizes she has a lot of work to do to rebuild her relationship with her family members, as they have taken a back seat to her ambition. Basically, it's mainly a TV show about like how clever she is as a medical examiner, and she's really clever, she's really knowledgeable in her field. She is basically, you know, amazing, and she doesn't just examine bodies, like as it says, like she doesn't know the line between her work and police work, so she like helps them. They don't I use a lot of this. They don't think it's help a lot of the time because she's quite annoying as well. You can call her a dick as well, but she's really nice. I love this thing, and it's not particularly like too funny, and you know, but it is really interesting. They again is a detective sort of TV show, and she also works with like her team. There's Peter Dunlop, there is Ethan Gross, Kate Murphy, Curtis Brumfield, yeah, Ethan Gross, and Peter Dunlop, and like detective Bout Morris, you know, they're from the police, but like her medical kind of like team is Kate Murphy, who's her boss. Curtis Brumfield, he's I think like harder than her, but not really. Then even Ethan Gross, like Ethan and Curtis are like the funniest duo ever. I love them. I love their jokes. I love them so much. I just love this TV show. I think you will really enjoy it if you like detective things, especially if you like something to do with medical side of things, you know. I think you'll really, really like it. The Body of Proof. The next thing is Lie to Me. And I'm gonna find a blurb again and read it because, like, Mentalist, I kind of try to explain it with my words, but I feel like if I read you the blurb and then tell you with my words, that will be much better. The world's leading deception researcher, Dr. Cole Lightman, studies facial expression, body language, and tone of voice to determine when a person is lying and why, which helps law enforcement and government agencies uncover the truth. But his skills also may make it easier for him to deceive others. What it means, it doesn't mean that he's like a killer himself or something. It just means that his work, sometimes he lies during his work to his like co-workers because he has a plan or something. But this is a really interesting TV show because he studies the facial expressions. You're actually getting shown these facial expressions, and you can like learn to do it yourself. You know, you can not like completely learn to do it yourself, but you can remember some. And you know, it's really interesting. Most of these TV shows like focus on the human being, like, you know, The Mentalist is about like your mental state, and he just like, you know, like I didn't really know how to say this. You know, he again can tell if people are nervous, if people are whatever. Like, he studies like something like human behavior, I feel like, and like mentally what they feel and whatever. Like, he can get into the head. Like, there was an episode where he got into someone's like lizard brain, he called it. But yeah, it's really interesting. The Body of Proof focuses on the body of a person, and they say some stuff and they say some like other things that like they can basically, Megan looks at the body and she can tell the story, like the life story of a person, which is really interesting because again, it's connected to a body and stuff. And then Lie to Me is again facial expressions, body language, other things, you know, human behavior. And it's just really interesting to see how he does it and the way others are trying to learn from him. And he's again an amazing team that sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not really. Not in the way that it's like the jokes don't land, but in the way that they aren't trying to be funny. So yeah, Lie to Me is really, really great. I really love it. Like, me and my mum watched the whole TV show and we really enjoyed it. It's honestly, it's really great. The fourth one I want to talk about is Rizzoli Isles, which is basically a TV show about two women, two best friends who work as, one of them works as a detective and another one is a medical examiner, and they work at the same place. They also have an amazing team and they again resolve crimes. There is a lot of banter going on, like they're complete opposites, and the TV show plays amazingly on that. Really, really interesting. This one doesn't really focus on any specific thing like other ones. They focused on some knowledge of a person. This one is just your classic detective TV show, which is basically a crime and people just solving it. It's really interesting, but I wanted to find something for you on, like, I wonder what it says. So, okay, it has quite a big blurb, so let me read it to you. Perhaps their strikingly different personalities make the relationship between Detective Jane Rizzoli and medical examiner Maura Isles so effective. Jane, the only female cop in Boston's homicide division, is tough, relentless, and rarely lets her guard down, while the impeccably dressed Maura displays a sometimes icy temperament. She is, after all, more comfortable among the dead than the living. Together, the best friends have forged a quirky and supportive relationship. They drop the protective shield in each other's company and combine their expertise to solve Boston's most complex cases. Sorry that I was a little bit like difficult. I'm seeing this text for the first time ever and there's some, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's really interesting. Again, as I said, it's not like really the one that gives into the human side of thing like the other ones did, but it's really, really good. The fifth one, if you like Sherlock, you will love, I feel like it's a love-hate TV show, because I feel like some people will absolutely love it and some people will be like, what? It is the show called Elementary, and it is a show about Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. Dr. Watson is not like, basically she, that's a surprise, it's she. Dr. Watson is a female in this TV show, which is really interesting. He kind of like brings her into solving crimes with him, and she's really interested in it, and she's much more interested in it than the medical job she had before. Basically, yeah, he is teaching her how to become him. Basically, like, he's teaching her the secrets that he knows, like the fighting, like different fighting techniques that he knows, different like how to notice things, different things. He's basically teaching her what he knows, and they're funny, they're like sometimes scary. It is like a new take on Sherlock Holmes stories basically, and the crimes are brilliant. Like, I really, really love it. The actor who plays Sherlock is so amazing, literally. Like, you're watching this and you're like, he must have a hard time coming out of the role, because he's just incredible, and his role is so like different and weird, and like Sherlock is a dick. Sherlock, I feel like in every TV show is a dick, but in this one as well. So I really love it. I really, really love it. So yeah, Elementary, this was the fifth, the final, and let me read you the blurb. This take on Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's classic character has Sherlock Holmes fleeing London for present-day Manhattan after a stint in rehab. He arrives to find that his father has assigned a sober companion, that's how it's called, a sober companion, to live with him, Dr. Joanne Watson, so she is Joanne, a former surgeon who gave up medicine 3 years earlier after she lost a patient. Her life now centers around helping addicts stay clean. However, Holmes has his own plan for keeping on the straight and narrow, throwing himself into his work as a police consultant in New York City. The two find that they make a good team and are soon cracking some of the NYPD's most difficult cases. Again, detectives working as consultants of a certain like investigation bureau, center, whatever. It's all happening in America, so everyone has an American accent except him, which is just amazing. I don't know why it is amazing. I just love it. And it's so good. It's so good. It's so different, but I absolutely love it. Like BBC Sherlock. Then I feel like you'll like this as well, possibly. This has much more seasons and much more episodes than the BBC Sherlock has. I think it has 6 seasons and each of them has around like 20 something episodes, so you're in for a treat. And yeah, this was all I wanted to say in this video, all TV shows that I wanted to mention, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Hope you have a lovely, whatever you're having, a lovely beginning of the year, because today I'm filming it is the 1st of September, and it's basically, it has been my first day at school. Don't know how I'm feeling about this, but yeah, anyway, staying positive. So yeah, see you in my next video. Bye!